And live.
And we are live, yes. Good evening, hello everybody. Welcome along to ERC Managers Round 8 here at Suzuka. We are in the land of the rising sun. My name's Casper. I'm with Sam.
Hello, everyone.
And, well, Suzuka. It's pretty spectacular.
What else do you need to say, really?
Well, exactly. What are you expecting?
So certain places are going to be possible to overtake on, such as where King's in the back straight at the moment. You can overtake into 130R here. Spectacular way of overtaking. Then you've got the main straight for overtaking. And you can get moves done into this final corner here into the Casio Triangle, but you do have to be quite careful that you're right alongside to get that done. Well, I feel like it is a little bit harder to overtake around here than it is around some tracks because of the way some of the corners are laid out.
Yeah. But a certain action zone is actually here into 1 and 2, where we've seen many an incident before. So be careful for that on lap 1, as King goes into arguably the most spectacular section on the calendar through the S's.
Yeah. What was ERC Bones retired? He's, I believe, lost it. He's lost it in the S. He's lost it in Sector 2, I believe. So
spoon curve, actually.
Yeah.
It's all gone back to green.
Yeah, he's gone. So that's he's going to definitely be starting the last in this session. As King's currently in the old Kobayashi corner, as it was so effectively known by most people.
Ah, of course. I had a bit of problem through the Degners, especially the second one. I had to brake a little bit harder than I imagined he would have liked. But he's coming into Spoon now.
That's very wide.
And whoa!
That's a big moment.
Hell of a spin.
Yeah. And not only does he get a spin, he gets an invalidation for his troubles as well. Because why not?
I mean, talk about hitting a man while he's down. Christ.
Yep. Steel right behind him is now going to be first to set a lap time from the looks.
C130R. Nowadays very flat. Of course, used to be not so. Very challenging technical corner it was. I remember seeing. Remember the Alonso overtake?
Yes, I do. I remember that from many years ago.
Many moons ago. Yeah, he managed to get him around the outside, which is, well, considering how high speed it is, pretty damn difficult.
Indeed, yeah. I mean, that was, if I believe correct, that was the same race that Raikkonen won from 17th on the grid.
Yes, possibly 2005.
Yeah,
I know that was. I don't know where the overtake was from, but
there is a move around the outside when he went around the outside of turn 1. Completely dead. I think it was either Fisichella or Alonso, 1 to 2.
Right. So we've had 5 times in from 5 different teams. Mike Steele currently on top. Right behind him is TTM Bushpig as Sam McKenzie starts a lap now.
Let's use furthest forward.
Let's see. Soviet Mario's coming up to the line now. It's a 27.8, so good final sector. Puts him, what is that, 7/10 ahead of the rest of the pack?
Somewhere around about
7 or
that.
8/10.
Yeah, 7/10 a second.
Ooh, and he has a spin on exit of turn 2, so finishes his lap and then has a celebratory spin.
Jelly is next up to come round and complete his lap in the Alpine.
Well, here he comes around the final corner. What time can he put in?
28.6,
putting him in 3rd. But there is plenty of space between himself and pole position, so I assume quite a few cars are going to slot themselves in.
Indeed.
But actually, Master Bear goes fastest, 27.4, so over a second faster than Jelly, who's now in 4th place, as here comes Conbo going to 8th place, 30.1. The other Ferrari going into the pit lane. Inver Eagle goes to 5th as well.
Yeah, he's on the medium, so he's done 2 laps on those tyres in the initial. Maybe putting some more rubber down.
Interesting strategy. I have seen before that medium runners do 2 laps and then strap on a set of softs. As we see Sam McKenzie go 9th out of 10 runners.
Currently with time, Scartrick's invalidated, so he will not be improving on that lap.
Unfortunate for the former champion, of course.
As I believe the other 2 to come round and start on laps is King again. Maybe he's still in this race, considering the wallop his rear suspension would have taken.
Oh, certainly. Kenny and Exo is now out the pit lane as well.
Well, if it's Exo, then Exo does Exo things, where he either doesn't qualify or he just decides to disqualify himself randomly.
I mean, you did say before that it is relatively difficult to overtake, so you might be thinking of later on in the race with 11 minutes to go here in qualifying.
Indeed.
Taking plenty of liberties with track limits is King. Goes fastest first sector into the second Degner, where he had problems on that first lap.
I mean,
he managed to clear that relatively well.
I mean, I will say, having seen some of the pace from other leagues that King actually races in, then he just needs to keep it together, because he does seem to be a little bit prone to penalties in the race.
Oh, right. So insight from Sam.
Having seen him racing in, I believe, Supercharged as well, and both the races he's done, he has picked up a few penalties from that. He picked about 6 to 9 seconds at France, and I believe it was about 6 seconds in round 2 as well. So yeah, that's it, Abu Dhabi.
Not a brilliant run for King. For anybody new that's listening, we have picked up a new league, that's Supercharged Motorsport. They're currently doing an ACC league run right now, but on Tuesdays we do have an F1 series from them as King goes 4th to 28.6. That's a decent time, but it is still 1.2 seconds off of pole position, which is pretty stellar from Master Bear.
He beats Chile by 1,000 of a second, because why not have any closer margins than that?
Well, you, if we're being pedantic, you could be level.
Oh, Kenny's in the gravel at Degner 1, Degner 2, he's going to make, oh my word. Oh, he's down, and then he spins right in front of Exo. I just caught that.
Oh, I just caught him, well, in the wall, essentially.
Yeah, he had a basically, if you the outside curve between the 2 Degners that's on the left-hand side, caught that, half spun it, then recovering across the grass, then lost it at the exit as he came across the grass, and was right in front of Exo, who was also doing a lap.
I can't imagine Exo's going to be too pleased with that. But
He'll be saying something in South African, some kind of South African curse word.
I don't know what he'd be saying, but he certainly won't be saying that was a Lecker move. As he comes into Cassio's triangle, it's the fastest middle sector from Exo. What can he do?
28.5.
28.5.
Nice lap there from Exo.
So,
P3.
Puts in P3, which I know some people in the Discord were saying earlier that Exo's washed. That doesn't really prove that.
Wonder if that's people saying that they don't want him to do well.
I think there's a mixture of that as well. As we go back on board with Nathan McIntyre, the astronaut who hasn't settled that fastest middle sector into the final chicane.
I believe Sophie Mario's just started on our lap as well, as he's just going around turn number 1. 1, 2.
Nathan goes 3rd with a 28.4, so a lot of people chopping and changing for 3rd, but that front row, at least for the moment anyway,
about 0.4 of a second, that gap between first and second between Master Bear and Soviet.
7.5 minutes to go. Master Bear on pole position at the moment, ahead of Soviet Mario. Behind them, a chasm of a gap. Ahead of this man, Nathan McIntyre in 3rd place. We go on board with 2nd place, who's almost a quarter of a second down on his personal best. So not exactly the best run so far.
Yeah, I mean, there was a quote coming to my head when I looked at that gap. You could fit a bus in that gap, Hammond. And if you know that reference, you know that reference.
I'm trying to think from what episode that is, but I can't remember it off the top of my head. Oof. Rear end wobble.
That's
there
the
for Sophie
first
Maria
time I've
out
managed
on
to use a
smooth.
Top Gear reference while doing this.
Well, I'm sure both me and you could squeeze in some more. Let's be honest. It's me and you we're talking about. Up to the final chicane, not the best lap that we've seen from Soviet Mario. Half a second down on his personal best. I can imagine he's probably going to go into the pit lane. No, he goes again.
It's not improved.
So he might
7
be
tenths on that lap.
7/10.
I
He
believe
might be
Bush
going
Pig right
again. We'll
behind is about to improve. He
Go
2
sixth.
2/10 of a second. There we
See if
go.
Scar's invalidated his lap. Not quite just yet. Comes up towards the end of the S's, and he just has. Challenge commentators shouldn't have said a thing.
Rookie talking about safety cars. I mean, that could be very much an interesting thing because the walls are close here on a lot of the corners.
There is that, but also again, there's a lot of changes of direction, and you know, breaking into the hairpin. I don't know about you, but for me, it's pretty difficult, even with like medium traction and that sort of stuff.
I mean, some of the curbs on here are pretty lethal in terms of
yeah.
if you touch them, you will go off into the nearest wall.
Definitely.
Yes, here comes
Looking on
Sam
with-
McKenzie. Don't know if it's
Exactly 3.5 tenths up on his personal best, so he's going to be pushing himself a little further up the grid. Where can he end up after this? He
9-1.
goes into...
it's what he is, I think.
Well, he improves his time, but stays where he is. Alright. Progress is progress, I suppose.
Indeed, progress is indeed progress.
That's Innova Eagle? Yeah, that is Innova Eagle up to the line.
7
7
tenths.
tenths up after
Nearly 8
2
tenths.
sectors. He goes to third place.
Wow.
So that chasm between second and third has now closed.
Yep.
But the gap is between third and fourth. So take some, you lose some.
Indeed, very much the case there. Believe Jelly's coming up. Yep, he's gone P4. That gap is now even. Well, it's a little bit closer at the top. Still a little bit of a gap there between Jelly and Eva, between third and fourth.
Shaggy's coming up to the line, but he's not going to be able to set a time. Here comes King, half a second after 2 sectors, up on his personal best. Can he keep this up, put himself back up the sharp end of the field around the final corner? He goes, bit of a problem there on traction. Here he comes, across the line. It's a 28.2, puts himself in 4th place.
And he displaces Jelly out of 4th place for the moment.
Once again. Scar on a new lap, on a valid lap, as yet.
We've got little Mick coming up to the line. He's going to improve to 28.1. He goes P4. That's another driver that I've now watched who's moved himself into P4.
So we'll go on board with Scartrick, see if he can push himself into P4 as well. Doesn't look to be, he's not exactly a stellar lap. In fact, he's
Nope.
gone into the pit lane
Back
just
into the pit.
about.
Oh dear.
Christ.
There's not going to
That
not
was
much time.
Close. Yeah. That's partly what I'm thinking. Also,
And
his entry into the pit
Sierra
lane
as
was
well.
close as hell.
We've also got Sierra in the lobby now as well, so another driver to add in. Only going to get 1 lap though, is Sierra.
I don't even think Sierra's going to get 1 lap. I think he'll just start back and then hope for the best. Only a couple of minutes of qualifying left. In fact, 3 exactly. The time has just gone. Master Bear ahead of Soviet Mario in 1st and 2nd. Again, that front row is looking pretty stable. 4th time being in the Eagle in 3rd, Little Mick in 4th, but that 4th position is constantly chopping and changing as the grip gets better and cars are much more comfortable. If anybody's got any questions as well, feel free to drop it in chat. I can just see Mike chatting. I can't wait to see you, mate. I'll see you on Friday night.
As I say, I'm looking forward to doing comms with Mike when he says he has to do a shot for every time somebody puts hydrate in the chat. That could be fun. He says after lap 10.
Oh, mate, I think we need to reunite me, you, and Mike when it was the 3 of us, because that's going to be very, very interesting. I think.
Well, we might need someone else to operate the cameras if Mike has had a bit one too many.
Well, that's why I'm saying I want to be there, because A, I want to see that, and then B, someone else needs to operate the cameras as well.
Hello Gary, how you doing? In the chat there.
Oh, hello, Gary. Glad to have you along with us as we're on board with Mike Steele. Going round the very long left Dunlop corner and into the Degners. And up by 4/10 with the fastest first sector.
I mean, those fastest sectors, sometimes you have to read into them as to whether or not they're actually correct or not. Because they can have a purple sector and not actually be purple.
That's true, but I was going to say I like to give Cody's the benefit of the doubt, but I don't.
It's Cody's.
Yeah, exactly. This is Cody's and EA we're talking about. So
yeah.
You know. I mean, listen, we've seen worse. So I can't really complain too much. Here comes Mike Steele.
He's
just
he's going to be one of the first ones to do his laps. So wherever he puts himself, unless he has to line off you for 2 laps, this is his session probably done after this.
He might have enough fuel, but not enough battery power here. He goes into second place.
That's the difference in new tires.
So finally someone puts Soviet Mario off the front row as he brakes just to let people through.
Yeah, he is done now.
Turn 1.
He is done with the section.
After that. Is Soviet Mario going to be able to come up to the line? Yellows across the board.
That's probably people.
I don't think Soviet Mario can improve his time, you know.
Oh, little Mick is done. He's in the pits.
5th place. Yeah. Where's Soviet Mario going to come through this second sector? Can he push himself up? He's getting close to that time. It's only 600ths as the checker has come out. So these are the final lap times. As in comes Soviet Mario going slightly deep into the triangle chicane. As around the final corner he goes, can he put himself back on that front row? Just about 1/10.
He's done there, but he's not managed to. Master Bears as he's coming around the final 2 corners to the Castillo triangle. Can he improve on his time to go even further ahead on the front row? 27-1.
Yes, he does. Oh, what a lap time!
A very nice lap there from Master Bear.
Hell of a run. That is Sam McKenzie. Yes, it's Sam McKenzie, first of this batch further back in the field. Around the final chicane he goes. And then plunges down the final corner. What time can he put in? Where's he going to end up for now?
7.
Goes 11th. So progress, again, is progress. Sierra goes 11th, so 1 time only for the McLaren man, as the other AlphaTauri is coming
well. Bushpick to the line, it's going to be 28.4 for him. And then it's going to be right behind him, it's going to be Shaggy. Shaggy's went to the pits. No improvement from him.
Here come the Alpine duo of Jelly and Scar. Jelly's in the pits.
13th.
Scar's 13th.
George's Ricky put himself in his one and only time. He does 29.4, so he's going to 15th.
And King has invalidated. Mike Steele's going too slow, so that is it.
And that, as they say, is that.
That is the end of that very much. So Master Bear on pole position ahead of Soviet Mario. There was a late charge from Mike Steele to try and get on the front row, but that was bettered by the Mercedes. Innova Eagle on 4th for the AlphaTauri. Little Mick in 5th for Aston Martin, and 6th goes to the house of King. Good run, that.
Yeah, very good run. I mean, Master Bear managing to find how much time in the end for that? Half a second.
It was about,
just over half a second.
Something about that number, yeah.
It is very close though between 2nd and 3rd. Yeah, it was 0.511 and it's 0.556.
Oh, that is tight. That is tight.
Still, like, because a lot of this track is following, so it's going to be interesting to see if people decide to make moves in different places. But I'll let you run down.
Yeah, so Master Bear on pole position puts himself in the best chance for the win. He was saying in the chat earlier that he was going to win. We'll see if that happens in 27 laps time. Soviet Mario in 2nd, Mike Steele in 3rd, are going to be running to catch him down. Innova Eagle in 4th, Little Mick in 5th, King in 6th. Is there any surprises further down? Shaggy in 14th. We're usually used to seeing him a little bit further up the field. And Scar as well. Scar really seemed to be struggling in that Alpine. Again, former ERC manager champion, I believe, season 9. So it's unfortunate to see him down there. But the race is going to get going in about 5 minutes' time. So hopefully see you then. Awesome, cool.
Oh, yes.
Right.
So, while we are waiting for everything to load in, everyone told in, everyone loads their setups and what their strategies
Of
are.
course.
Favorite memory from this track?
Oh, a favourite memory?
Yes.
Ooh. Oh, crikey. I don't know.
Chat can also chime in this as well if anyone wants to put any opinions in
Yeah.
there as well.
Yeah, if anybody's got any favourite memories, I'd have to say probably that overtake. I didn't get to watch it live, but it's just like the best move that one of the best moves I've ever seen in F1.
I mean, right up there with Schumacher and Alonso going side by side through 130R in past seasons.
Yeah, exactly. So, any move that's done around the outside of 130R is top, that sort of thing.
I mean, how many moves just in the seasons that have come past have we seen moves around the outside of 130R?
Exactly. I think... Was it Charles Leclerc that did it one-handed?
Oh yeah, because his mirror was broken. Or he was holding on to the mirror, if I remember correctly.
Exactly.
One-handed through 130R, because why not?
That is brave. But yeah, no, I'd have to say possibly like Alonso Schumacher purely because that was the first that I'd seen.
I'd also say a moment up there, as we mentioned earlier on, was Raikkonen going around the good old drinking move from Raikkonen back in 05 on his way to winning from 17th on the grid. Which is actually listed as one of the furthest back on F1's actual YouTube channel from to winning a race, if I remember correctly.
I was gonna say yeah, because winning from 17th back on any circuit is amazing, right? It is typically easier somewhere like Spa or Silverstone where there's much more space, much more opportunity to overtake. Round here, not so much.
Yeah,
This
is very much your traditional F1 circuit, where there's a little bit of runoff area, but for the most part, if you make a mistake, the track is going to punish you for making said mistake.
Definitely. I mean, it is easy to do that as well. So it's not like, oh, you accidentally make a small mistake where you normally wouldn't, and you hit the wall. There's plenty of opportunities where you can. So that's one of the reasons why people regard Suzuka as, best circuit ever. Here we are. Question from Rookie. Odds on Bull finishing the race?
Does he know something we don't?
well, I was about to say, does he know something we don't? Because Bully's going to be starting at the back, so he's got to be careful of the carnage into turn 1. I reckon he could.
Also, a few people have put predictions in the chat. Mike has put one in there, and I think we've got GP1. He's also put something in there as well. So, if anyone else wants to put predictions in there, you can. But as I say, who's our predictions for top 3 in terms of who do we reckon is going to finish where? In terms of top 3.
I'm going to put Master Bear, Soviet, and I'm going to say X who's going to squeeze himself in there.
I'm going to go Soviet, Master Bear, and put Innovate Eagle in there.
Bull is under pressure with our bet. Whoever scores more points over their season, Rookie is up 5-2. So, if my math serves me right, Bull has to win here with Rookie. Otherwise, he's not going to be able to win. He could then force a draw, but not a win. Oh, now that is a bold prediction there from Rookie. Soviet Mario, Little Mick, and Jelly. That is quite interesting. I could very much see, you know, Soviet winning and then Little Mick and Jelly pushing themselves up the field.
Well, looking at the strategies as well, there's a whole lot of different strategy going on in terms of who's starting on what. In terms of, we have all the colours of the rainbow here.
Oh my word, yeah.
Having
Mostly on mediums, but there's a couple of hards, couple of softs, yeah.
I mean, Steel could be a very much one to look out for, considering he's starting in third on the softs. Very much an interesting one.
That's the final tyre selection there for you on your screen on the left-hand side. As these guys start the formation lap. Hard on tyres this circuit, obviously, so tyre strategy is going to be crucial, especially, you know, hard on tyres through this section, because high speed and large turning angle as well, so, you know, tyre strategy is crucial.
How long do we reckon these soft tyres will last? About 9-10 laps at most, then they'll probably have to pit for the hards if there's no safety cars.
If that, I think. I reckon like 7 or 8. Push mediums, 15 at a push.
And then hard tyres, you can go either way with hard
Hards.
tyres. You can go either softs or you can go mediums, but mediums is the safer
Yeah.
strategy.
That's exactly what I'm thinking.
Oh yeah, speaking of Japan, actually, while we're going round, apparently Japan wants to run another street. Well, Japan wants to run a street race around Osaka.
Yeah, I heard about that. I heard about that because I think it's Osaka having some sort of expo or something like that. I'd have to see what the plans look like. I don't support street circuits in general, but I think if it's a one-off, I don't see, you know, give Suzuka a break, sort of thing.
It'd be interesting to see how it works, but as I say, street circuits are very much a very decisive figure among Stefan fans these days. Some are alright, some are not so much.
Yeah. As these guys are lining up for the grid, we'll just quickly mention Mike's favourite moment, because he mentioned it earlier, I didn't see, was also Raikkonen 05 around here. So clearly picked something off of you, I think.
Either that, I think, or he chose it as well, and he's, I mean, considering he would have probably experienced it probably in a bit more vivid detail than I would have done. And that's not me calling Mike old, because someone tried to call me out on that in a stream yesterday, so yes, that is not me calling Mike old.
I was 2 at the time, so I don't know. Rookie is very attacking on the right-hand side as we're getting ready
Where are
to
the lights?
go lights out.
There we go, they're not held as long as yesterday.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we go
That's
here
a
at
bit of a bog
with
down
Soviet
from Master
Mario.
Bear.
It's a good start from Soviet Mario, though. He's going to have the
Look at
inside
Steele
into
around the
turn one, so
outside.
there's 3 abreast. Round the outside, here comes Mike Steele's contact with all of them. Mike Steele's forced off the track. Contact there with Master Bear on the front wing. There's good battles further back in the field. There's still 2 abreast going into the S's. That is, I believe, King and Jelly crashing into Bush Pig as these guys head over the top of the hill through the S's. It is
Sierra and King as well.
Lead.
Sierra's managed to get past King.
Track.
Oh, we've lost
DNF for Soviet Mario.
We've lost Master Bear.
Master Bear even, I can't even.
What the? Whoa, okay. I don't know. I think he's had the...
Sam McKenzie's off track as well.
I think the Master Bear's had the glitch where you disconnect and disconnect at the beginning of the race, and it's just all gone to complete toss.
It's the first time that we've seen a glitch screw up Master Bear's race. I'm thinking back to the Open, unfortunately, where there's been glitches that have caused a disqualification. Here comes Sierra. He's going to have the inside into 130R. He's side by side. I don't think he needs the turn.
I think.
He doesn't. He's
Well, I was going to say he's on
well
softs. His teammate has realised that, and it's not worth him fighting just now. However, Steel is going to get past Soviet here, or make an attempt at getting past down the straight, using some of the battery.
He's going to give it a go. Red Bull, you think, has good pace, and that's exactly what he's doing.
Soviet
So
defends.
to the inside.
It's going to be.
He's going to try and round the outside. No, exactly. He's got the move done into turn 1, so Mike Steele leads after a brilliant start. Off the line, forced off track.
He needs to make the ground up now, though. With no soft
tyres.
tyres.
Tyre strategy, again, as we mentioned, is crucial around here as we go a little further back. So Sierra right at the back of Little Nick on board with the McLaren as they head into the Degners.
Yep, you've got Sierra looking into the Degners.
Wide.
Yeah, there's a little moment there from Mick. And Sierra looked at that, thinking he could make a move there. Also, Scartrix and King have been in the pits very early on, so they may have been caught up in that massive mess that was that whole Master Bear situation.
Scar was off. Scar and Sam McKenzie were both off track in the Degners. It's a completely different situation, unfortunately.
Yep, I think someone has lost it in Sector 3 as well. That's someone at the back of the field. That could be Sam McKenzie. I'm not sure.
I think it is Sam McKenzie because he is ahead of King. King is coming up now to pass him, or get closer to him anyway. And goes through the hairpin. It is Sam McKenzie. Yeah. Awesome. Starting lap 3 of 27. Hell of a start we've had tonight.
The pole setter didn't even get a chance to do anything before the game said no.
Definitely not, which means both of our predictions are absolutely incorrect.
Yes, so otherwise the top 3 prediction is normally also a way of saying commentators curse. Anyway.
Yeah, so that's one of many reasons I'm not a fan of predictions. Mike Steele's only been in the lead for a lap and a little bit, but he's not been able to claw out that much of a gap on Mario.
Not really, he's about 6/10 of a second. He has pulled away from him a little bit. That gap was about 2/10 before he probably used a little bit of his charge to get himself away. But Conbot
helps, but
Conbot and Bull, yep, Conbot is past Bull. Further back.
Move there. He has to move for 12th place, looking on now with Jelly and Bush Pigs for 6th place. Jelly taking a slightly tighter line through Spoon curve and into the long double apex left-hander that is Spoon, taking a bit of curb through there as well. Goes down this back. Go on.
Looking at Jelly, doesn't have much charge to really use here. He's only on about 22%, whereas Bushpig has more like 50%. So this is going to be interesting because I don't know. Maybe with the delay at the corners, you might get much of that ERS deployment back.
No, I wouldn't have imagined so. You get a little bit into the triangle. That's really about it. But DRS is now open as well, so you're going to get a little closer, but not close enough for a move, I don't think.
Little Mick and in of Eagle. Sarah's trying to go around the outside.
Whoa,
that's a beautiful move. That's a beautiful move there from Sierra.
That was brilliant from the McLaren.
I don't think Eagle was even expecting that move, to be honest.
I don't think I wasn't, certainly.
You just see that orange McLaren appear in the right hand side of the mirror. It's like that
Who's
moment.
This?
Yeah, it's like that moment of a certain TV show where he turns out and there's just the small lady just standing behind him and he just even surprised.
We do
anyway.
references, we do. That is a brilliant move from Sierra. Certainly, I would argue, possibly one of the moves of the season. We've had a hydrate come in. Unfortunately, I don't have any bottle with me, but he's asking, can I see Soviet? Of course you can. Here he is, 2nd place, right behind Mike Steele. He's going to try and get him into turn 1, I think.
I think if he gets, I mean, you have to be less than half a second behind to make a move here, I think, because of the way the actual straight curves. Meanwhile, Sierra has got the battery on and is looking at Mick. Is he going to defend this at all? No, he's not. That's a straightforward move for the McLaren. Now on the inside, and Mick is down to P4.
Easily done into turn 1. Pretty textbook move, that.
We've also got Rookie and Exo swap positions. Rookie's up to P10, Exo down to P11, both on the hards. We've got a yellow.
Yellow's in the second sector. That is...
Sam McKenzie.
Combo.
McKenzie is round again. So he's not had a fun time with that.
He's not had a good time. Combo's back ahead of Bull. That's for 12th place in the field. As we jump back to 6th and 7th place, Jelly and Bush Pig. Trading positions left, right and centre, these pair are. Through the hairpin, round.
Yeah, Exo's back past Exo's back past Rookie. They're going to go side by side as they come up to Spoon Curve. Rookie's in a little bit of charge. Stays ahead, does not have much charge, as you can see by that flashing light. Is that a virtual or is that a full safety car? I can see because the full truck.
Is that even a safety car?
No, it's not. It's just second and third sectors lit like a Christmas tree. I thought it was.
Okay, brilliant.
Honestly, not getting false hope at all.
As it should. Love the game functioning as it should. Yellow's in the first sector, but they're not even actually on the track, on the map anyway. Which is, of course, brilliant to see. On board with Exo, he's less than half a second away from...
It's now finally vanished.
And here goes Exo to the right-hand side. He's going to get him ahead of turn 1, so he's moved for 10th place for the South African as he heads into turn 1 for the 6th time in this race. A good move there for the Red Bull.
Meanwhile, I wonder at what point the likes of Steele Steele and Sierra, when they're going to be in the pits in the next lap or so, I do think. Or the very most lap 10s I thought earlier on, as we have the yellow, that's to say Sam McKenzie is still there. It's just gone past. Eventually we'll try and send it into Kobayashi corner. It would be very suitable if he did do that, but no, he hasn't done that.
It'd be brilliant if he did, but unfortunately, you know, none of these guys are as inventive as Kobayashi. That's the word I'm going to use for that. So he's going to stay behind him into the hairpin. Looking on board with Soviet Mario, who's right at the back, obviously again into the triangle. No, stays behind him. Don't forget the DRS detection point is on the entry into the chicane as well. So he's probably done that to keep DRS and keep his position.
The charge is now, the battery is now being used. You want to clear them before you get to the kink that marks out. I don't know if that's turn 1 or...
And he's got that done nicely.
I think it was a little bit wet there for a second there, but he does manage to keep hold of it.
And that's a good move there for Soviet Mario. These guys are trading places, but Mike Seal's got to stay behind him. But don't forget he is on the soft tyres, which do wear quicker. There goes Bull into the pit lane.
That's early from Bull.
He's on the medium tyre from what I remember.
Yeah, he's on mediums. Why is he going in that early? Is that damage potentially for Bull, or is he doing a weird strategy change?
Possibly.
He's on hards. I mean, 20 laps in a set of hards. He'll be screaming come the end of it, but it might be possible.
Oh, definitely. Definitely, we were saying we could. I reckon the hards could do 20 laps, but it's going to be difficult, certainly. Yellow's in the first.
That's Sam McKenzie again. I believe.
Yep. Not exactly a new sight, unfortunately, in this race. Battle for 6th place overall. That's Bush Pig, Jelly, Nathan McIntyre. Nathan McIntyre runs deep into Spoon, but he manages to regain and stay in 8th.
I mean, Exo, if there's enough battling with these lot, Exo might be able to get into the back of this as well.
Can't wait for that. Hello, Sarah. Sarah's watching. Good evening.
Hello. How you doing? Steele, is he going to try and come back to them, or do you reckon the best of those tyres is gone by this point?
I reckon the best of those tyres are gone, but here goes Jelly down the inside, and he's got the move done on Bush Pig, but is he going to lose any more positions? He might lose one to Nathan McIntyre. That's exactly what's happened. So he's gone from 6th down to 8th in the space of a couple of seconds, really. That's how fast
Indeed.
things can change here at ERC.
And you do have Shaggy right behind.
And
I wonder if
Shaggy's
this
a
will.
mean competitor.
Yes, as was something that I coined with Mike, and I believe E100 or something along those lines back last season at Imola. Shaggy got stuck behind the McLaren for a really long time, and it was the thing that we coined Shaggy syndrome, because he spent more than half a race stuck behind a McLaren and couldn't pass it. So he's really gonna. You wonder if he's gonna get any actual PTSD looking at the back of a McLaren again. Sam McKenzie's retired, but that's in the pit lane, so that won't affect anything.
That is in the pit lane. Well, another thing that I've coined with Shaggy is that he is in the mystery machine. So the mystery machine in orange tonight.
Oh, that's a moment.
No, that's Bush Pig in the orange. No, Shaggy's in the red.
Yeah, no, what I was saying is I think Nathan made a slight mistake there. Nathan or
It
Jelly?
looked it. Whatever's happened, they're closing right up to the pair at the back. Is Shaggy going to try for it? Thought he wasn't going to go for it.
No, I mean, if it's Shaggy, then he's probably going to be he's probably quite patient in terms of what he'll go for. As it looks like Soviet's been passed once again by Steele while we've been away.
And here comes this battle of 4 cars. Nathan to 6th place. Can
there's
get
contact
back past him? Does contact there with the front wing on the rear diffuser of Nathan.
No damage on the back of
caused a
Jelly's front wing from the looks of it. He looks like he's got away from it, but that could have been a lot worse there at those speeds for Jelly there.
Could easily have been a lot worse. A little bit of a rear end wiggle for Nathan on the exit of the second right-hander as they go over the top of the hill for the 9th time in this race.
Exo was slowly catching. He's now back a bit further again.
Catching him like a Springbok winger. I tell you what. You can tell I've been watching a little bit too much rugby lately.
Rugby.
Curve these guys go, yes.
I mean, Japan also has a rugby team as well, and a quite a good rugby team at that.
Oh, definitely. They hosted the World Cup in 2019. So
yeah, Scartrick's gone
that.
In the pit lane.
So that's
another one.
3 retirees within the first third of this race.
Soviet is probably going to re-line up Steele here to go and get past. I mean, at this point, I would think that those tyres on that Red Bull are not going to be good at this point.
Well, he's certainly
close
making
enough.
it work. He's got the drive. Wow. Mike Steele's really got the...
He didn't have to use the ERC there either, because he didn't use it.
Blimey. Fair cop to him. Bush Pig and Shaggy. Ooh, tight, but not tight enough. That was Scartrick's DNF. Right, okay.
Yeah, that's just yeah. For some reason, the cars come back on the track, even though you're retiring the pit lane. It's just a Cody's thing.
Yeah. Again, no, and I know that happened, but I was just slightly worried though. Like, what's happened to the Alpine? Who's that?
I think Bush Pig, by the way, has made a mistake somewhere.
Must have done. He's down a second.
Ooh, he's not exactly the clear. Yeah, look at Shaggy. Look at the run he's got. He's going to go round the outside.
Into the hairpin.
Round the outside.
Move into the hairpin in this race. The banking's going to help him a little bit, but the incline and the
inside.
That
is a great move if you can make it work.
Oh, he's got the inside into Spoon curve on board with Shaggy. Bush Pig has got the drive out of the hairpin up to Spoon. Corner they go. Side by side through there.
He's not. They're still side by side.
Side by side. Into the second apex, and Bush Pig's forced him wide, and he's kept the position.
However, Shaggy's not done yet. I wonder if he's going to try and come back at him. Nah, he's going to stay behind for now. That's a great sequence. He might be able to go into Casio Triangle.
He very well could. Is he going to? No, he's going to save the DRS.
So we've got
Sierra
Steele
in the pits. Soviet Mario chopping and changing.
I think Shaggy is going to get it this time. No DRS for Bush Pig. So that's going to be moved on and busted. And finally, after pretty much half a lap of battle, and Shaggy finally gets that position. Hard work there for the Ferrari driver.
Very good work as well. Lap 11 of 27. Mike Steele ringing those soft tyres for all their worth.
Is he going soft medium? I wonder.
That's a brave move for anyone. Maybe those tyres are working a little bit longer than we thought.
Potentially. Maybe setup works with the car, who knows? As we have a yellow in the first couple of corners. I think that is Convo.
Convo?
I mean,
it wouldn't be the first time that I've seen someone pull softs for an age, effectively. Those of you who might remember the season 10 100 in Spain will remember that TTM Jerry had a set of softs for 36 laps out of 66.
Well, that's 100% distance, though. Bear in mind the tyres are scaled down.
Actually, here comes Mike Steele. We'll find out what his strategy is in a sec, because he's coming down pit lane now. Is it soft medium? It is soft medium. That is a brave
while
move.
that's going on, Vigo is making a move down the inside of Little Mick. It's going to be moved done and dusted for him with the DRS. Letterbox opens and Vigo is passed.
Well ahead of turn 1, but the big question is, of course, where does Mike Steele?
We have a virtual safety car is deployed. That is for, I believe, an Alpine or a Williams. That's Kenny in the back, I believe, who's had that incident. That must be because he has damage. Yep, that is a virtual safety car for damage. Well, I mean, that happens in a safety car for damage, because that does occasionally happen.
So we have a moment of relative calm. Worth noting also that EXO has actually managed to catch Bush Pig and Shaggy in that pack. He's now in 7th place. He got ahead of Bush Pig down the straight just ahead of the VSC coming out. So pretty stellar run from the South African there.
Indeed. As I have noticed, EXO is in and out of fuel at the moment. He briefly dipped into the orange marker for fuel there, so that's an interesting note of caution there for EXO. I mean, this track is a very hungry track for fuel. One of many on this game.
Yeah.
Gotta be careful.
Qatar.
Yes. I'd also maybe put... I'm trying to think which other... There's a few other tracks, but it's not coming to my head which ones those are at the moment.
You'll think of some.
I've come to it, I'm not thinking about it. That's normally how this works.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Oh, and Bill's got a drive-through. Everyone, I always see one person with a VSC get a drive-through right at the end of it for the speeding of the VSC.
It's battle there for 9th place is Mike Steele and Rookie License. Rookie's got ahead of him into 130. Oh, that's a brilliant jump from the Mercedes.
However, Steele's going to come back in.
He's going to have the inside and the DRS and most likely the back through as well. Rookie goes to the right to try and defend. He goes back to the left. He's very much weaving. That could be looked into as they go inside into turn 1 too wide.
Oh my, that was the tight squeeze.
That was a very tight squeeze. But he is back ahead of Rookie License. A great jump off of the VSC, but all for nothing after half a lap. Where should we go? Let's go to Bush Pig and EXO.
Yeah, that's the only other one I'm going on at the moment. I mean...
Yeah.
We've already done like half of this race already. Yeah. It looks like EXO's a little wide coming out of there, but he has managed to still get a better exit.
He has, and is EXO on medium?
Yes, EXO's on hard tires.
EXO's on the hards.
Top 4 are all on hards as well as Rookie License, and then it's
so he's
Bush Pig and Shaggy.
He's going to have a little bit extra grip compared to Bush Pig. Bush Pig is on the mediums, as that is Kenny just dropping back, letting cars past. But Bush Pig is on the medium, so he is going to have a little bit less grip compared to EXO on the hards at this point.
We've got Shaggy and Steele. Steele's past Shaggy into 130R.
Oh, sublime.
Wait for him. Bush
Pig does go into the pit lane, and I think so does Shaggy. Yes, he does.
Steele with the fastest up on those new tyres.
Quite a few of these drivers are putting on a brand new set of tyres. There goes Sierra on Rookie. Well before turn 1. Good move there for the McLaren.
Rookie on 10 lap older hard tyres than Sierra. I mean, Sierra at this point, he's in a better position there. That's going to be interesting to see how Steel's strategy works, because that's going to be very much a case in point of, if he can make this work, it's going to be great. However, if those tyres fall off the cliff at any point in this closing laps, that's going to be fun, keeping the back end of that Red Bull change.
Definitely. The man that I like to call the Great Wall of the Wirral is going to be hoping for a, well, hell of a strategy, I think. As he goes into Spoon Cove, just past the halfway point in this race as well. Soviet Mario, Innova Eagle, Nathan McIntyre and EXO yet to pit. So sort of net lead is in the hands of Mike Steele at the moment. But everything could easily change.
Innova Eagle
is coming in the pits.
That's going to be mediums for him at this point. There's no way you're taking softs that far. Nathan's also in as well.
McIntyre as well. EXO stays out, so it's just the top two now that are going to need to come into the pit lane.
Well, Little Mick is potentially going to try and have a go at Rookie here. He's got the battery on. Rookie doesn't have much to defend with here, as much as he's on the older tyres as well, and Mick is flying down the inside. Not much fight really, and that is move done for the S11 driver.
Rookie is drowning a little bit, but again, we are expecting him to pit soon, possibly for a set of mediums, which, I'll be honest, is making me doubt whether Mike Steele's strategy is going to work.
He needs to be somewhat careful with those tires. He can't push like banzai laps every lap, because if he does that, those tires are just going to wear it much quicker.
Kenny's just gone off track to let Little Mick through.
I think it's going to be move done. There's two teammates here, so I imagine it is going to be an easy move done. The two Red Bull swap positions, so that's what Multi 21 should have looked like. Many years ago.
It's what Mark Webber would have wanted, let's put it that way. Innova Eagle and Rookie are swapping places down into, that is Spoon Curve.
To answer your question from GP1, I believe the only people, it's only Rookie who's now not only not pitted. Soviet's onto softs.
Oh!
That's 11 laps on a set of softs. That's an interesting gambit.
But crucially, here comes Mike Steele. He's going to come out ahead, so Mike Steele is now in the lead. And the big question is, will his gamble for those...
Well, Soviet's played even more of a gamble than what Steele is.
Well, certainly. So it's going to be a hell of a finale. I can't wait for everybody.
I mean, EXO's been a little bit more sensible. He has went mediums. We did have a, well, it was 2 cars briefly side by side, but I think that was the Williams getting out of the way. Nathan McIntyre, meanwhile, looks like he's on the back of Jelly. Jelly's on 3-lap-old hard tyres versus Nathan on just the 1-lap-old mediums.
I'm just trying to see if there's anything else that's happened in chat. Murky's got on its tyres, that's true, but still...
Oh, wide! Wide,
there goes. Wide. Nathan McIntyre's picked up a position on the exit of the Degners up towards...
I just saw that. Jelly just caught too much of the curb on the exit of the second Degner. And that just allowed Nathan through, and I think that's given Jelly some very dirty tyres at the moment in time being.
We just managed to catch that on stream as well, so it's a good move there, but let's see if the gamble pays off. Soviet Mario's closing up.
I mean, he's going to get fastest lap here as Soviet, unless anyone naturally else takes it, because the big gambit here is it's 11 laps on a set of softs, as I say.
Softs.
That is a long time in a set of soft tyres. 12, yes.
12 laps, I think. Something like that. Close.
The thing is, I think Steele could, if Steele can keep him behind for a while, then he can use the best of those tyres the Soviet has, because Steele's actually on the better tyres of the two here, and eventually, if these two start to lose tyre grip, this actually allows Sierra back into it as well as Little Mick.
Yeah, you've got to bear in mind that these guys were battling for the first, third of the race, pretty much. So it is going to be interesting to see if Soviet Mario can keep him behind as he goes for a move into the hairpin, move for the lead. He's got the inside. Has he got the drive grip? out
Nope.
on that corner? No, he doesn't. Mike Steele with the outside line has made that work as they head into Spoon Curve.
The problem with the inside line for that hairpin is that you're stuck in a very tight line, and the car on the outside still gets a better run. However, coming down to 130R.
Well, speaking of a better run, I was about to say, he's got a better run through here, but can he make
He's
it
not
work?
going to get it here, he might get into Casio.
We've
Casio
seen
triangle.
drivers lift off, so I don't think he will. In fact, that's exactly what he does. He lifts off the throttle, stays behind, and elects to go DRS down this front stretch. Around the final corner they go. 10 to go as they cross the line.
Most ominous sight is watching that Mercedes get closer and closer.
Oh, Red Bull versus Mercedes is the battle we've said so many times over the past 10 years. Inside
tiny spot of contact, but Soviet is through.
He's got the move done with 10 to go.
And if he goes past Little Mick,
those softs
as well.
Last. It's a battle for fourth place there with AlphaTauri and Aston Martin.
Indeed.
Head into the S's.
So, Soviet now needs a gap. He needs to build a gap and disappear. Because if he doesn't, and his tires wear off before he can build too much of a gap, Steele is just going to close back in on his back in on him again.
Well, that's exactly what's happening at the moment because the gap is at a second. It's going to be interesting to see how far of a gap he can pull.
I think Innov Eagle's actually going to put a lot of pressure on Sierra here as well. He's got past one.
Mick in the background as well.
Yeah, there's a moment from Little Mick though, just the back end is not cooperating in that Aston Martin there. He's coming out of the corner. Innov Eagle looking to see if he can make the move stick. Obviously, it's not going to make it here as we have a yellow.
That's
first sector.
Yeah.
That's Kenny, yes, Kenny again.
Go because traffic. On board with Innov Eagle.
I mean, Sarah feeling the need to defend there, but Eagle didn't go for it. So he can just compromise his own line there up towards there. Here we go into Casio Triangle. He thought about it. Oh,
so
we have, I think that's ERC Full or King who's had an incident at the hairpin. I've got going again.
He's got going again, but we go back on board with Innov Eagle. He's going to go to the right hand side to defend, but does Sierra go with it?
Is it going to be great if he can pull off around the outside? They're going to be side by side.
Ooh, into turn 2. It's a good move, but
he's
he's got the outside, he's got the grip, and inside of turn 3 cements the move, at least for now. So that is Innov Eagle on the podium.
And in the greatest position if the front two have their tyres fall off a cliff.
Or if they make contact, which is still, you know, a very real possibility. Especially on low grip.
Indeed, as I say, Eagle's now going to disappear off into the distance, and this is going to allow Little Mick a chance. Actually, see how close he can get to the back of Sierra. Sierra looks like he's struggling a little bit for grip Sierra, because Sierra came in quite a few laps earlier than some people around it.
Yeah, so he's going to be struggling a little bit, but we'll see if that pays off for him for an early pit stop. In fact, well, he's managed to gap Little Mick as well, so there is a little bit of space between himself and Mick. He's closer to Innov Eagle now than he was before, but that's, I assume, helped by Slipstream out of Spoon as he heads around the final corner. He's 6/10 away. He's going to use the inside line through that final corner.
I mean,
he's going to defend to the right hand side.
Yeah, you really have to be less than half a second behind to make a move down that straight.
I mean, he gained half a second, so you probably do need to be less than that behind.
No, Gary, there is no time penalty so far. I've not just said that someone will pick up one. Wait a minute, Ricky's not. He's not here to do that job, unfortunately.
No, Ricky's not here, unfortunately. What a thing of you to say. On board with EXO, with ahead, behind Bush Pig, even battle for 8th place. Gap between the top two actually is 4.6. I was going to mention the only penalty for timing that we have had
is a drive-through under VSC for a Bull.
Drive-through for speeding under VSC. And GP1 Sim Racing is Max Verstappen 5825. Glad to have you along with us, of course, one of our racers as well. On board with EXO, lap 20 of 27 as they head through Spoon Curve into Spoon Corner. He's less than half a second away. We're going to jump back further up the field. Sierra and Little Nick are, well, you could probably put a cherry blossom leaf between these guys and it would be all okay. Maybe a bit of sushi as well. Down the front stretch, up towards turn 1 for lap
Not
21.
even using the body, that's how
Sierra.
powerful DRS is.
And he's got that move done well before turn 1, so that is third place. Bottom step of the podium.
EXO now on Bushwick. That's going to be an easy move done for him as well. EXO is up into P8. And oh, I thought Sierra almost lost the position back. I think Sierra almost lost position once again. Got the position back from Eagle, but Eagle was having none of it through the S's. Oh, whoa! That's a big moment from Eagle. I just seen the back end of that car kicking it massively as he tried to put power down there. He just could not put the power down.
Trying to slide it out like Tokyo Drift. There's the first time penalty of the race. Combo 5 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. You guys head round Spoon Curve 21st time in the race. Right behind the Alpha Tauri.
Mick has actually got himself really back into this again. All things considered, he was quite far back in terms of within the second, but he's now got himself back.
Yeah, he was over a second, and now he's less than half of one. Behind him, as lining up to move down the front stretch. We don't see moves into here purely because of where the DRS zone.
Things out.
King has retired.
That's it. That's another virtual.
And these guys are going to dive into the pit lane as well.
Yep, they've all dived in. That's the same ideal for the front two. We're obviously well past the pit lane, and Little Mick has picked up a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. I believe that was in the first sector that happened for King. So once again, his luck is not entirely the best, and that's and Vigo still ahead of Sierra. And then
you were saying in qualifying that he's good, but he needs to keep it on the island.
Yeah, he has pace. He just needs to keep it on the island. However, there is a Haas there, but I believe that's a lapped Haas. That's cool.
That is safety car is out, so it is a full safety car.
It still says it's a virtual for me.
But that's usually what happens. It says virtual safety car for a bit, but the safety car is out on track, so it will be a full safety car. At least it will show a full safety car in a couple of seconds.
Let's see. There we go.
There you go. So it is now officially a full safety.
And that is actually kind of safe steal strategy a little bit.
That has.
That, however, is also say Soviet.
I tell you what, this is going to be a 3-lap dash to the finish. I cannot wait. These guys driving at full pelt is something to watch. I cannot wait. Lap 22.
Well, as I say, at this point, that's going to be interesting that Jelly's gone onto mediums when everyone around them is on softs. Maybe he doesn't have any softs left.
I was going to say, it's either he doesn't have any softs left, or... yeah, that's an unusual one. Maybe it's an accident for the game. That's the only thing that I can think of.
Fields also on to sort again. He's took it away. They should be well ahead of Eagle. They're going to hold position where they were. Eagle, look, has put himself in a great position here now with that safety car out.
Convo's also going to be able to unlap himself, so he's going to be right on the back of Shaggy once the safety car comes through, and he does.
There we go. Little mix back into the pits. He saved that. Sorry, that drive through. 5-second penalty.
You can't serve 5-second penalties under safety car. These
yes, you can.
Conditions. Can you?
In the game, you can.
Oh wow! What a surprise.
Yep. As you can see, he stopped for 5 seconds. He will then put on another set of softs, and then he'll go back out again. It's a strategy I've used before.
Is it worth losing all those positions for it, though?
No one else has penalties around him, so the thing is, with track position here, he's going to be behind Shaggy most likely, or he's going to be just in front. He's coming just behind Shaggy. But yeah, so lap 23, 27. The safety car will probably most likely be out for, does it say, another
At
2
least-
laps?
I was going to say at least this lap and next lap. So at the earliest, we're going to have a restart lap 25, which means, again, it's going to be a 3-lap dash to the finish. I cannot wait.
RIP to anyone to the batteries on most of these cars, because I know you pretty much dog on by the time it comes to the end of this.
Oh, definitely, definitely. But they're going to be fully charged by the start of it, so it's going to be chaos incarnate, I think, would be the right word to describe it.
I wonder if we'll see any interesting Kobayashi style moves or any sort of Alonso style moves.
Oh, so I can imagine we're going to definitely see a couple opportunistic moves here and there. Especially for people sort of out of position. I'm thinking Shaggy, I'm thinking Rookie, I'm thinking Exo sort of buried in the mid-pack. They've got a lot of pace. They're going to be certainly pushing to get ahead.
Exo can prove one thing, that Exo can be very opportunistic. It was proven, I believe, in the managers last time around. That was round 6. He's around 6 or round 7. But he basically made a double move into.
It would be Monza, I think, because I was on comp in Singapore and that finished half. We only did half the race.
Yeah, so
any opportunity to move. So into Monza, and I mean Exo has proven to be very opportunistic, as have some of the other drivers, just in general. But 4 to go. We're under safety car. Everybody's on brand new tyres. Everybody's on low fuel. This could get very, very feisty as we come to the end of this race. The crescendo, if you will.
You just have Gary in the chat going, the Masters on Sunday Exo was opportunistic.
Yeah. I haven't actually had an opportunity to watch the Masters. From what I've heard, there was a brilliant move there from Exo in Singapore. That Masters race is currently available on Twitch, but as with all of our races, we do upload them onto YouTube. I am in progress of uploading them all. So within the next couple of days, this will be up there as well, hopefully.
Indeed. While we are still waiting for the final car to form up, since we might not have time to discuss it later on, I've already had this conversation with Mike. What are your opinions on the brand new McLaren livery for 2024?
See, I am a McLaren fan, right? I have bought their hat from last season. I have bought their gilet from last season because it was on sale in January and all that sort of stuff, right? So I'm obliged to like it, and I still do. Although I do miss the blue.
A lot of people said the blue was a cut they didn't like, and they were glad they got rid of it. So
I sort of miss it, and I sort of don't, because the blue was an added bit of colour that now, with most of these teams going to just near to or pretty much full carbon fibre liveries, it's sort of like an extra bit of colour that F1 needs, and now that it's not there, it's sort of, it's a bit of a shame. But listen, I like last year's livery a lot, and this one's it's an improvement because the design is sort of like the old Marlboro ones from what I've seen, just black and orange instead of red and white. So the design is good. It just misses that slight extra little bit of pop of colour.
I was going to say, obviously, well, as I say, the actual debate that goes on about how much weight the paint really takes off an F1 car, because obviously they have to use special paints on these cars when they design when these do get painted. And I had a conversation, because this ended up with a conversation that went on to Home and Bargains at some point with Mike, where, as it always does.
Right. Oh, so because it's Mike, of course.
Yes. So, the thing is like, it's not, he puts it very simply. A normal tin of paint, if you buy a big one, is not exactly a light thing to carry back.
Yeah.
You imagine putting several layers of that on a car, you're going to have something where the car is going to be heavier.
Yeah. The counterpoint to that would be you get, let's say, a 5 kilogram bit of paint, right? They've got special, obviously special paint, which will have A, been made to be specifically light, and B, it would have been made to be specifically, you know, what's the word? Cover as much as possible, right? Be as efficient as possible, right? So that, I suppose, is the counterpoint. But 2 laps to finish this race on board.
Yes,
with
we are now
Mike
going to go
Steele.
back into the action.
Here we go. When does Soviet go? We've got 10 kilometers
Soviet's
to finish
gone.
this race. He's gone.
And I think
so
Mike's been
Soviet
caught
Mario,
out.
he has been caught out a little bit. In fact, Innova Eagle is right on the back of him. He's going to go for a move into turn 1. No DRS at all for the rest of this race as these guys head into turn 1. Yellow flags already.
That's Kenny. Back in the field, probably
through.
getting out of the way.
That is going to cause a little problem for some people further back.
Good.
As these guys head over the top of the S's for the penultimate time in this event. So far, no major move changes, but the major
Soviet has
overtaking
pulled away by
opportunities.
about half a second there on Steele, and Steele looks like he could be more under pressure from Eagle here than he is actually making a move on Mario at any point in the next couple of laps.
Are they going to crash? Oh. Maybe actually hairpin a bit of a wiggle there for Innova Eagle.
That's going to be a great run for Sierra.
Side by side through Spoon Curve. This is a brilliant opportunity. They bang wheels as they head up towards Spoon Curve side by side. We've seen it happen before.
It's the back out.
The outside. And nothing Eagle could do. Brilliant move from Sierra. And
Nathan's going to go for a move potentially into 130R. Potentially, I don't know if he's going to try it.
We're also going to see moves into Cassio's triangle as well, I reckon, because obviously it is the last laps and there is no DRS. Pardon me. But Mike Steele's closed right up to Soviet Mario, so there must have been a mistake. Can we get a move for the lead from the Great Wall of Wallasey as they head around the final corner, starting the final lap?
They'll be choosing the battery as well.
Left to go. 1:29.3 is Mike Steele's fastest lap as they head into turn 1 for the final time. And no move being made there by the Red Bull, but there's still a couple of opportunities left through the field. Shaggy's getting close to Rookie, but no move there further in the back for 9th place as they head through the S's for the final time.
Indeed, we're coming through, as I say, for the final lap. The final lap of this Grand Prix. It's absolutely flown by, really.
Hasn't it just? Yeah. Through Degner 2 on lap 27. Innova Eagle is getting as close as you like to the back of Sierra. Could he make a move into there? No. Not a bad drive.
Little Nick thought about a move a little bit further back on Shaggy, but it's not close enough to make said move. However, Shaggy's going to use the battery here on Rookie license, but I don't think he's going to be close enough to make anything stuck there. Let's say go back to the front, see if Steele actually is able to really do anything here with the little battery that is remaining on his car. Soviet is going to have much left, but he has more. Is the Red Bull driver going to be able to do anything? He's pretty much going to run dry on ERS. Here we go into the final lap, into the Casio triangle. Can he do it?
Can he do it? Can he do it? No, he can't.
No.
He stays behind. Drive out the front corner is going to be crucial. I don't think he can. Soviet Mario is going to come to the line. He's going to win the Managers Grand Prix with DRS just being enabled just now. Perfect timing.
I think Sierra got on the line. I think Sierra somehow has got into the Eagle, even though there was no penalties there. I don't know what's happened there. That's an interesting one.
In 3rd place, Innova Eagle just misses out in 4th as Bull comes into the pit lane and Kenny crosses the line. Edge of the seat stuff, says Gary. I completely agree with that one.
Sierra gets driver of the day. I'm not
what do you
sure.
think?
So, I'll have a look at that in a second. After we've seen the podium, I think, because I'm not sure exactly who my driver.
I'm gonna go and say, I think, yeah, I'm gonna go for it. Mike Steele, pretty stellar defense at the start. I think,
Might be inclined to agree with you on that one. We'll go with Steele last time.
Yeah, we'll go with Steele. We do love a little bit of Mike Steele. And Soviet Mario does win your manager's race here in Japan. That does put him top of the Drivers' Championship, I do believe. Well, it puts him ahead of Master anyway. I don't think it puts him quite top, but it certainly gets him up a couple of positions. Glad to have you all along with us. Be sure to tune in tomorrow here, where we have the SRC race. I believe they're at Austria. They might be at Silverstone.
Australia.
Australia. There we go. You'll be with him, not with me. But if you want to listen to me, I'm on the extra channel with Angelo, where we've got double distance with the ERC 100. But that is it from us tonight. Be sure to tune in tomorrow, and we'll see you soon.
Indeed. Thanks very much, as I say, for joining. It's been, as I say, a cracking race in terms of the action we had. And as I say, I will be on comms, as I say, with Mike tomorrow. So that'll be 3 days in a row for commentary for me. So I'll be looking forward to a bit of a break after that. But yeah.
Good man. Might need you to cover Friday for me if you don't mind.
I don't know if I'm going to be in.
No, I know. Angelo's doing FSC.
Anyway,
yeah, we'll see you all tomorrow. Bye bye.